Hi everyone, I'm Haylin. I'm a product manager at a late stage startup in Southeast Asia. I have with me today Bhanu, who is a product manager at FWD Insurance. He is also an expert at no-code solutions. He runs his own newsletter called nocode.how, where he teaches people on the tips and tricks of doing no-code. And now I heard that, okay, I don't want to have any spoilers. Later on, we will show the power of no-code solutions. In this whole process, what do you think is the hardest part of building a no-code solution from end to end?
To be honest, building is not hard at all. It's the selling that is hardest. If you can build and if you can sell, you are unstoppable. So I was able to crack the first piece. The second piece is yet to be cracked, which is the hardest part of building, is trying to figure out which no-code platform actually helps you get to the end goal quicker.
And your end goal in this point is really to monetize, right?
So my first target milestone is basically to get the MVP, working MVP out.
Okay.
Once it is working, then the next milestone is it really useful and monetizable? And what can be done to be made monetizable? Once we know that, then monetizing.
When you start conceptualizing, actually you build with your customers in mind, right? You already have a customer that you want to sell to, and that's why everything that you build is for that customer.
Yeah.
And yet, what's so difficult about monetizing then if you already have these things in mind?
Yeah, so like you said, customer is already figured out who is the customer. But it's not one customer that makes you money. So let's take an example of to-do list, for example. Customized to-do list for a specific client. So you know the client already exists. You know how you can solve it. You build it. But then that single customer will not pay you the entire price of the product. You need a scale to be able to monetize it. So so basically I was able to find out like 5, 10, maybe up to 50 customers so far. To go beyond that, I need to go outside my job and spend more time to do this.
I see.
So rather, I spend more time building right now until I figure out how to crack that piece of selling. Then maybe I do it full time.
I hope that day comes.
Hopefully, yeah.
How do you balance your current role as a product manager, which is already very hectic? I'm sure I'm speaking from my own personal experience as well, with your side hustle as a no-code solution founder?
The advantage of no-code is you can build very quickly. You don't have to spend like months together like traditional code solution. So my daily agenda is I spend about 2 hours on no-code before office and after office. And then during my office, I dedicate to my, because it's already very demanding there. So either early morning before my kid wakes up or after dinner in the night, I spend some time. Luckily, I have a friend who is working with me as well. So we share the workload and then we build.
That's nice. And your friend is also a product manager, or?
He was a developer turned no-code.
I'm sure a lot of our audiences are very curious to find out how a no-code solution can really turn out. So let's get Bhanu to share some demos with us. In this demo, we'll be showing you how to use a no-code solution to grab your notes that you put in your Kindle into your note-taking app.
I'm using something called make.com. So what you see here is an end-to-end automation. So the step 1 to step n that is here, basically it goes to my readwise, checks how many books are there, and then for each book, it does an iteration and gets the checks in my Google Sheet whether this book highlights have already been extracted. If no, then go and extract the highlights from that particular book. So there could be multiple highlights in each page. So extract each of them, iterate them, and combine them into one large chunk of text. Put it into a JSON format, which can be used as an API to send it to my note-taking app, and then push it to my note-taking app. After this, then it updates my Google Sheet saying this book is not done. So next time I run automation, this is skipped. Here is my note-taking app. You see the inbox, which is 0. So when I run the automation, there will be the books start populating here. Let's run the automation now. It starts running. So the first step is done. It got the book details. The second step is where it is checking within the book, within the Google Sheets, whether this book exists or not. And here I put a timer to wait for 10 seconds for each book, because the API has some limitation. So I said, do it after 10 seconds after every iteration. Now you see there is a 1 here, which is done with one book. And then it's going on subsequent to the other books. Let me show you the highlight here. The book is already here. The highlight that I have, it could be a tweet summary, or it could be a book that is in my readwise that it brings and pastes here. So this I can refer anytime in my notebook without having to go back to Kindle ebooks or my readwise. So normally for a book, when it is completed, for me it takes about probably 1 hour to copy all the highlights and put it here.
Okay.
This automation does in like 5 seconds per book. Okay, the second example is basically about my personal problem which I was facing at home. It's more for consolidating all household electronic devices, warranty, when did I purchase it, where did I purchase it, and service center information to consolidate all in one platform. And then eventually I wanted to build an insurance solution on top of it, wherein they can buy clubbed insurance instead of individual device insurance. I mean, the idea for me was to focus on electronic and electricals so that it can be insured by general insurance.
I see.
So, like for example, TV, refrigerator, washing machine, air conditioner, etc. So, normally what happens is the industry gives you 3-year warranty on when you buy a new one. But if you want to go beyond that, every time if it breaks beyond that, the cost of repair is quite high. So the idea was to get insurance for these kind of products which are out of warranty. Instead of buying at an individual device level, buy it at a household level at a much cheaper price. So, and yeah, just to log in. So once you log in, what you need to do is all you do is scan the device, and then it does an API call to fetch the details. And you can enter the serial number of your product because that's unique, and then upload the receipt, and it has an entire record of what you're doing. I mean, all your devices, including the receipts and the serial number. So this can actually be given as an API to companies to do the pricing of insurance, etc. So if the barcode doesn't work, you can actually type in manually the product name, and it searches the global database to fetch the details, and then also you can do it. So that's pretty much a simple one. And this was done in less than a month, part-time. That's the second demo.
How many electrical devices do you have it in your database for this
You mean
platform? Like inside this platform?
this one? When I was using, I had more than probably 200 with friends and family.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. After that, I haven't. I mean, put it down because there was not much usage and I was not able to market it properly.
And the craziest thing that you can even use no-code solutions to build Web3 platforms.
So you can use it both for wallets, cryptocurrencies, and also other use cases. I'm more keen on technology use cases rather than cryptocurrency-based use cases. So I focused on building a platform to mint education certificates on the blockchain to create a permanent record. So in order to do this, there are a couple of things. Number one is your certificate needs to be decentrally stored and create a record. I mean, mint it on the chain, having a proof that here is the decentralized, the certificate that's attached to a particular user's wallet. So let me do a quick demo here. This is for an education use case where you can upload a certificate. Let me quickly upload a certificate here. Once you upload the certificate, you give the name to the certificate. Let's say who is receiving the certificate to create a unique record. For example, like my name, and then you want to have some summary, and then the wallet address. So here you get the wallet address. You can either directly get from your wallet. Okay, I get wallet address from my MetaMask, and then paste that wallet address here in the. This is minted on Polygon primarily because it's quite cheap compared to the Ethereum and other chains. I put the wallet address and then upload and mint. So what it does is step one, it starts uploading to IPFS. It's called interplanetary file storage. Once it is uploaded, then it will create give a IPFS hash, which is very unique. If somebody uploads a duplicate of this, it will say it is a duplicate. Then after that, then you mint the certificate on Polygon blockchain, and then when you mint it successfully, you get a certificate successfully minted. And in order to check this, you click on here. I mean, there is a blockchain. You can see here the record number of block is 2938002. It's loading.
And this one is it just for certificates or any other kinds of like documentation you'll be able to mint it?
It can be done for anything. I mean, you can mint your family photos also if you want to create. Or an artist can create an art and then associated photo to mint it publicly and say, okay, when I sell this is if I sell to you, for example, I give the physical art to you and a minted certificate to you saying you have the ownership of the art. You can do that as well. So here is the details of the block that we just minted under this contract. And if you go down, which would be most valid information, is here is the certificate that we minted just now. So here is the JSON that we just minted under my name, Bhanu, the description and the certificate. And here is the certificate that you want to see, which is unique on the blockchain. Yeah, this is on the blockchain and it's unique associated to me as a wallet owner, minted from the contract. Contract is basically, it could be a university or it could be a institute which is giving out that certificate and minting it on blockchain.
Right.
Yeah. This is done entirely through APIs and zero code completely.
Do you have to pay in Matic? Or
Yes, so this is,
Because
I'm
I'm
using a
older.
testnet. So they give free Matic for testnet. But if you do it on production, when you deploy it, you have to use Matic. But it's quite low.
to be able to have access to these platforms and use all their back end, it seems that it takes up quite a lot of cost. So how much does it really cost to build an end-to-end no-code solution with all the needs of data security as well as scalability?
Typically, you can build these solutions in $100 a month, less than $100 a month. I mean, for us,
All the
everything
platforms coming.
inclusive.
Okay.
You can include a backend, front end, your hosting, everything inclusive. But I mean, for smaller applications, you can do it as low as $30 a month.
Even being able to monetize that, it would mean that there is a certain level threshold of scalability, especially if enterprises want to use it for their customers, which can go up to like tens of thousands or even millions of customers. Is the no-code solution really able to handle that?
For small businesses, no-code platforms can do the job very good. So I'm myself, I'm from an enterprise. So the requirements of scalability is quite huge. So in these cases, what you can do is you can actually use custom backends, which is like you can use your AWS or Google Cloud, wherever your data is, wherever your users are today, and then use no-code platforms as a front end. So you don't need to build your front end layer or application layer, which is visible to the users. With code, you can just do a drag and drop of these applications and connect to your own custom backends using APIs and webhooks, and that does the job. And it can scale to even millions.
With the question of scalability, that also comes the question of security. Do you build any specific like new APIs or additional layers of security to ensure that your customers will be able to meet their security needs?
Yes. So the applications like Bubble and other complex platforms give you the ability to connect to your own APIs. So if your APIs are secure enough, obviously the enterprise APIs are well secured with the authentications, multi-factor authentications, and so on. So that should solve your problem pretty much. If not, even the platforms like Bubble have data privacy rules set in. You can mask your data and so on. And to top it off, there are new platforms emerging right now, specifically catered towards backend, completely no-code backend. One example is Xano, which I use heavily to test. So that has end-to-end compliance. You can mask the data. You can, and it's scalable to millions of users without using your own backend. It's evolving every day. Every single day there is a new platform coming out or enhancement to the existing platforms in no-code. So I believe like in a couple of years, no-code should actually take over most of the traditional coding.
Thanks so much, Bhanu, for your generous sharing. And I think we really walked away with a lot of insights for no-code solutions. It is a great project to get started. If you like my content, please remember to like, subscribe, as well as turn on your notification for more of such content. Thank you so much, Bhanu, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.